Hello, everyone. Greetings once again for our Wednesday Midweek Meditation. And today is Wednesday, July 15th. We have reached the middle of the month. I'm sharing with you today a vision for the Christian church. This comes from the book of Acts, reading from chapter 2, beginning with verse 43. Awe came upon everyone because many wonders and signs were being done by the apostles. All who believed were together and had all things in common. They would sell their possessions and goods and distribute the proceeds to all as any had need. Day by day they spent much time together in the temple. They broke bread at home and ate their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having the goodwill of all the people. And day by day the Lord added to their number those who were being saved. This kind of picture came to me after our worship on Sunday. We celebrated the second Sunday back in our sanctuaries together and shared communion. And I came across this reading I'd like to read for you today. It's adapted from an essay written by Garrison Keillor. We make fun of Methodists for their blandness, their excessive calm, their fear of giving offense, their lack of speed, and also for their secret fondness for macaroni and cheese, as long as it's homemade. But nobody sings like them. If you were to ask an audience in New York City, a relatively Methodist-less place, to sing along on the chorus of Michael, Row Your Boat Ashore, they will look daggers at you as if you had asked them to strip to their underwear. But if you do this among Methodists, they will smile and row that boat ashore and right up on the beach and down the road. Many Methodists are bred from childhood to sing in four-part harmony, a talent that comes from sitting on the lap of someone singing alto or tenor or bass and hearing the harmonic intervals by putting your little head against that person's ribcage. It's natural for Methodists to sing in harmony. We are too modest to be soloists, too worldly to sing in unison. When you're singing in the key of C and you slide into the A7th and D7th chords, all 200 of you, it's an emotionally fulfilling moment. By our joining in harmony, we somehow promise that we will not forsake one another. I do believe this. People, these Methodists, who love to sing in four-part harmony, are the sort of people you could call up when you're in deep distress. If you are dying, they will comfort you. If you are lonely, they will talk to you. And if you are hungry, they will give you tuna salad. Methodists believe in prayer, but would practically die if you asked them to pray out loud. Methodists like to sing, except when confronted with a new hymn or a hymn with more than 4 stanzas. Methodists believe their pastors will visit them in the hospital, even if they don't notify them that they are there. Methodists usually follow the official liturgy and will feel it is their way of suffering for their sins. Methodists believe in miracles and even expect miracles, especially during their stewardship visitation programs or when passing the offering plate. Methodists feel that applauding for their children's choirs will make the kids too proud and conceited. Methodists think that the Bible forbids them from crossing the aisle while passing the peace. Methodists drink coffee as if it were the third sacrament. Methodists feel guilty for not staying to clean up after their own wedding reception in the fellowship hall. Methodists are willing to pay up to $1 for a meal at church. Methodists still serve Jell-O in the proper liturgical color of the season and think that peas in a tuna noodle casserole adds too much color. Methodists believe that it is okay to poke fun at themselves and never take themselves too seriously. And finally, you know you are a Methodist when it is 100 degrees with 90% humidity and you still have coffee after the worship service. You hear something really funny during the sermon and smile as loudly as you can. Donuts are a line item in the church budget, just like coffee. When you watch a Star Wars movie and they say, "May the Force be with you," and you respond, "And also with you." And lastly, you might be a Methodist if it takes you 10 minutes to say goodbye. I thought of this after our worship services this past couple of Sundays. We're not supposed to be congregating out in the parking lot after the service, but we're Methodists. We can hardly help it. Still, we are managing to keep safe, to keep our distance and wear our masks and greet one another in the name of Christ. And so I refer back to that passage in Acts when we have all things in common. Especially we have in common that we always look to Jesus for guidance, that we look to God for mercy and protection, and we look to one another as we share the peace of Christ. I hope, my friends, that you will join us tomorrow morning from 10 to 12 in the parking lot at Apalachin as we once again bring our food drive for the Park Terrace Food Pantry. And we'll look forward to seeing you waving from your car window as you drop off your offerings. And also again this coming Sunday. And until then, grace and peace. And may the Lord keep you safe and keep you honest. Amen.